Hey there, guys. So I want to thank you, as always, for joining today's live stream. So, as I've mentioned previously, what we're going to continue on talking about is more on the basics of, relating to fitness and nutrition. And so, over the past month, in January and then now in February, I've been mainly focusing on not necessarily a series of videos or streams, but focusing on some of the more basic concepts of workout routines, nutrition, that could be supplements, recovery, rest, sort of focusing on some of the more basic components and the foundational parts of a workout routine. So, as far as anything I want to discuss, there's not really anything today. I do want to say, I want to mention with my website that I do have streams showing up on my website. So, whenever a new stream is uploaded, you can watch the latest stream when you go to my website, bponlinefitness.com. And on that homepage, you can see the latest stream. I did want to mention that before we sort of get into today's topic, but you can go on my website and watch the latest stream. Every week, the new stream will be uploaded to my website. So I did want to mention that in advance. But with everything we're discussing today, let's sort of go back to the topic at hand. So we're going to be discussing about some of the benefits of vitamins. And I'm not only going to discuss necessarily the benefits, but I'm also going to go a little bit further in and discussing, specifically what the, I guess, not only the benefits, but what specific vitamins do, what their primary role is as it relates to sort of your health. So that's what I'm going to be going over today. So, of course, we're going to be discussing vitamins, but we're also going to be going a little bit more into detail. So, what we will be discussing today is what vitamins are, classifying vitamins, going over a little bit about the functions of vitamins, sources of vitamins, and knowing the difference between having a vitamin deficiency and excess sort of vitamin intake in your body. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. So these are the 5 key topics we're going to be talking about today. Again, it's not only about benefits. Of course, we are going to go over the benefits, but we're going to delve a little bit in detail about vitamins themselves. Now, I've discussed, it's been a while, but I know that last year I did a topic over vitamins before. And so I want to continue on sort of expanding a little bit, but of course, helping anybody who is, sort of new to these streams and sort of giving you more foundational information that maybe other people who have not seen um, before in streams, and sort of expanding upon that. So again, this structure is going to be a little bit different from some previous streams that I may have talked about with vitamins. So sort of keep that in mind, that I want to keep things fresh and new for anybody who's not watched these, but I also want to make it fresh and new for somebody who has watched these particular live streams. So I want to sort of expand on each topic that I talk about. So how to classify vitamins. Vitamins are classified based on their solubility, basically the ability for the vitamin to dissolve, and are divided into two main groups: water soluble and fat soluble vitamins. So they're classified, there's only two separate groups of vitamins. Those water soluble and fat soluble. So again, what soluble means is basically the ability for that vitamin to dissolve in your body. So water soluble is vitamins that dissolve in water and are not stored in the body for extended periods. So they dissolve pretty fast. They don't stay in your body for a long period of time. So, for example, you may be wondering, why is this relevant? So the reason this is relevant is that certain vitamins basically go out of your body faster than other vitamins. So you may need to intake more of that specific vitamin because it dissolves so quickly in your body. So I know that's probably a topic, or probably just a question that you may be having, and that's the reason why we're talking specifically about this. So the ability for something to dissolve in your body is important and keeping you in check on if you need to increase your intake or lower your intake. And I'm going to discuss a little bit further towards the end about knowing whether you have a deficiency in a vitamin or excess in a vitamin. So, fat soluble vitamins, these vitamins dissolve in fat and can be stored in the body for longer periods. Excess amounts are stored in the liver and adipose tissue. This includes vitamin A, D, E, and K. These stay in your body a little bit longer. So, these aren't vitamins that you necessarily need, as much as you probably would be a water soluble vitamin. So just know the difference that there's two classifications between water soluble and fat soluble vitamins. Now, I know I didn't mention an example of a water soluble vitamin, but that would be a good example would be vitamin C. That's a great example when it comes to water soluble vitamins. B complex vitamins could be included in that as well. So, how do we define vitamins? So, vitamins are substances that the body needs for normal growth and function, but the body cannot produce them in adequate amounts. Therefore, they must be obtained from the diet. So, when we're talking about vitamins, you may be thinking, we're specifically talking about the supplement itself. So, like vitamin supplements that you get at the store that's in a container, you may be thinking of those. But vitamins are not necessarily from a supplement. They are gained in our food. We get vitamins from our foods. So if you don't get an adequate amount of vitamins in your diet, then that's when you would actually want to reach out to a supplement in order to sort of get the proper intake into your body. So yes, you can, of course, get a supplement, go to a store and get vitamin supplements, but essentially you want to get more of that vitamin in your diet. But if you're lacking that vitamin, that's where that supplement comes in handy, if that makes sense. So going back to this again, essentiality, vitamins are substances that the body needs for normal growth and function, but the body cannot produce them in adequate amounts. Therefore, they must be obtained from the diet. Micronutrient value, vitamins are classified as micronutrients because they are needed in relatively small or quantities, compared to macronutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So you've likely heard of macronutrients. I discussed a little bit. Uh, it was either last week or the week past that. Well, last week I think I talked about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is, of course, one of the macronutrients, but fats and proteins are included in that. So macronutrients are needed in large amounts, whereas micronutrients, which is vitamins, are relatively in smaller amounts. So that's what micronutrient means versus macro. Organic nature. Vitamins are organic compounds, meaning they contain carbon. This distinguishes them from minerals, which are inorganic substances. So minerals are somewhat separate from vitamins. For example, a mineral would be something like zinc, and vitamin, A is of course a vitamin. Vitamins have a different sort of compound versus, minerals. So just sort of keep that in mind. Minerals can be beneficial, but they do serve a different purpose. So, what are the functions of vitamins? So, I'm not going to go into detail about every single vitamin, but I am going to give you an idea on what specific vitamins actually focus on and what their function is in the body. So, what are the functions of vitamins? So, vitamin A helps your eyes see in dim light and keeps your skin healthy. That's what the key, goal of vitamin A is. Vitamin B complex, these vitamins help your body turn the food you eat into energy and they support your nervous system. Vitamin C acts like a superhero that helps your body fight off sickness, keeps your skin strong, and helps wounds heal. So you've likely heard vitamin C often as something somewhat of a, I guess, an immune sort of functional vitamin. So that's why you hear that a lot, is that vitamin C is primarily helping to fight off sickness, helping to sort of keep your skin healthy, and is just helping wounds heal. It's helping with, the overall recovery process of the body. So some more vitamins and some of their functions. Here's some functions of not commonly known vitamins. So you probably not heard as much about these particular vitamins, but I do want to mention them in advance because they are just as important to sort of know. And it's great to sort of keep these in mind, even though they're not as well known. These are some vitamins to sort of be aware of. So, vitamin E facilitates calcium absorption, essential for bone health, supports immune function, and plays a role in cell growth and differentiation. So, this vitamin is often found in nuts and seeds. Vegetable oils are some of the primary sources of vitamin E. So, vitamin K is essential for blood clotting, bone metabolism, and proper utilization of calcium. So, this is found in green leafy vegetables mostly. That's the primary source when it comes to vitamin K1. So, sort of keep that in mind that that is where you would find these particular vitamins. And I think K1 may be wrong, it may be just vitamin K. I don't know why I put one there, but it's just vitamin K there. I don't know why I put one. But here's this is basically, some of the functions of these vitamins and what they do. So there's various sources of vitamins. Vitamins are essential organic compounds required in small amounts for normal growth, metabolism, and overall health. So found in both animal and plant-based are retinol and beta carotene. So animal sources can include liver, fish, oil, eggs, and dairy products. Plant sources can be carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, kale, and other orange or dark green vegetables. So these are some sources of vitamins when it comes to, animal-based foods, plant-based foods. And these foods can have various different vitamins in them. Vitamin C, absorbic acid. So sources are abundant in fruits and vegetables, citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruits. Again, we're talking about vitamin C here. So you've got berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Vegetables can include bell peppers, broccoli, spinach, tomatoes. Inesitol sources found in fruits, beans, nuts, and whole grains. So when we're talking, I know these are some big terms like beta carotene. You've probably heard of beta carotene before. Retinol. Some of these are just, these are where some of the sources of vitamins come from, is these particular foods and these sources. The same can be said with incisional. So that's found in fruits, beans, nuts, and whole grains. So that's basically what we're talking about here. And then when you go to vitamin C, you have, of course, it's abundant in a lot of fruits and vegetables. So that's something that you should keep in mind. So, how do you know if you have a vitamin deficiency? So, detecting a vitamin deficiency often involves recognizing specific symptoms and consulting with a healthcare professional for proper assessment. Here are some general signs that may indicate that you have a potential vitamin deficiency. So, of course, keep this in mind that I'm not trying to diagnose that you have a problem or anything of that sort. If you do sort of have questions on something of this sort of topic at hand, you do need to consult with a healthcare professional because, of course, I am a personal trainer. I can give you information as it relates to specific topics, whether it be, fitness or, basic information with fitness, nutrition, but anything past sort of diagnosing anything is something that is out of my scope of practice. So sort of keep that in mind. But I can give you valuable information when it comes to some of the basics of certain topics. So these are some signs to sort of be aware of if you may have a vitamin deficiency. So fatigue and weakness. This is feeling unusually tired or weak can be a sign of various nutrient deficiencies. This can include vitamins like B12 and iron. Brittle hair and nails could be another symptom. Brittle, dry hair and nails that break easily could suggest a deficiency in biotin or other vitamins and minerals. Muscle weaknesses or pain, inadequate levels of vitamin D, calcium, or magnesium may contribute to muscle weakness or pain. So keep these in mind when it comes to, maybe feeling fatigued or weak. This could be related to being deficient in vitamin B12 and iron. When it comes to brittle hair and nails, this could mean that you're deficiency in a biotin-based vitamin or other vitamins and minerals. It could be a different types of vitamins that may pertain to that. Muscle weaknesses or pain are primarily, having inadequate levels of vitamin D or magnesium. So that may contribute to that weakness or pain. But again, if you have questions about anything of this sort, it is best that you contact a healthcare professional to know for sure that you do have a deficiency there. These are just signs that you may have a deficiency in that particular vitamin. Now, how do you know if you have excess vitamin intake, which this can be kind of rare, but it can happen if you have too much of a specific vitamin in your body. So while vitamins are essential for overall health, consuming excessive amounts of certain vitamins can lead to toxicity and adverse effects. So there's various things to keep in mind if you may be having, sort of an excess of specific vitamins in your body. So one of the first things would be digestive issues. So overconsumption of certain vitamins such as vitamin C or certain B vitamins can cause gastrointestinal issues like nausea, diarrhea, or stomach cramps. Joint pain could be another symptom. So too much vitamin A or vitamin D can contribute to joint pain and stiffness. Vitamin D toxicity in particular can lead to calcium buildup in the joints. Skin changes could be another one. Excessive vitamin A intake can cause skin changes, including dryness, peeling, and a yellowish tint. Carotidema. Too much vitamin E can lead to skin irritation. So these are some symptoms. So sort of know the difference between the two. So when it comes to a deficiency, you're likely going to feel, more of a weakness and more of a fatigue. Whereas when you're talking about, sort of excess, you're going to be having specific issues of a specific area, basically, like digestive issues because you're having too much vitamin C, joint pain because you're having too much vitamin A or D, skin changes because you're having too much vitamin A. You can kind of see that when it comes to lacking in vitamins, you are overall feeling fatigued and weak. But when it comes to having more of an excess, you likely are noticing sort of effects in specific areas of your body, your digestive system, your joints, as well as your skin. So you're noticing basically topical areas that need to be addressed. So that's where you sort of understand the difference between having an excess versus having a deficiency. So, thank you guys again, as always, for joining this live stream. I hope that you found this helpful and valuable. I really enjoy talking about topics such as this, and I do try to condense these streams to make these easily digestible and where I'm not throwing out so much information that you don't really understand what I'm talking about. I try to make it clear cut as to what you know. But if there are any questions that you have with anything I've discussed today, feel free to reach out. I do have my contact information here. You can also, of course, I'm going to mention my website again. You can go to bponlinefitness.com where you can learn more about my online fitness program. You can also reach out to me and send me a message through my phone number here, 931-434-6880. You can also reach out to me through email, which is under brandonpart95@gmail.com. If there's any questions, it don't have to be related to joining an online fitness program. It could be related to these live streams. If you have any, sort of fitness questions, anything of that sort that you want answered, feel free to reach out and let me know what your question is, and I'll answer that for you. Again, what I try to build here is a community with these streams and with my Facebook group, and just overall with the content that I share. I want to give valuable information to you guys and show you guys my expertise as a online fitness coach, and just being vocal and being, honest and open with me, not just being about trying to get a sell from you, but showing that I truly care about anybody who is really willing to get started with their fitness journey and really ready to sort of change their lives. So that's my main focus with what I'm doing here with online coaching. So, of course, if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out. If you have any questions or have any feedback that you want to provide, feel free to let me know as well. But with all that being said, guys, that's all I have for you today. And I do want to mention for next week, I do have another stream, of course, next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be talking a little bit about weight loss, and I'm going to discuss a little bit more about the psychological components when it comes to weight loss. So, if you want to learn a little bit more about that, I'll have that stream coming up next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll have the event posted pretty soon to where you can RSVP to it. But thank you guys so much for everything and for all your support that you've given me. I'm really sort of shocked as to how much my business has progressed. So I thank you guys for so much of your support. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week on our next live stream. So thank you guys.